face masks with plastic vents safe to use? And should you be wearing a mask when you go through the drive-thru? WBZ's Dr. Mallika Marshall joins me now to answer some of your questions. And doctor, we're going to jump right in with Andre's question. He writes, I heard that COVID-19 is an unseen virus. If that's the case, then how can it be detected as a cause of death?
So you're right, you can't see viruses with the naked eye, but we can detect them on a molecular level in the lab. So if you have someone who gets sick, they test positive for that virus, they develop those characteristic changes in the lungs and other organs, chances are good that coronavirus played a large role in their passing. Now, not all causes of death are crystal clear, but many of them are.
All right, this question comes from Lorette. She's in East Falmouth, and she writes, are face masks with plastic vents safe to use?
So you've probably seen some people walking around with those vented areas on their mask by the mouth. Those face masks are pretty good at keeping particles and respiratory droplets outside of the mask, so they protect the wearer. But they're not great at keeping the wearer from being able to exhale their respiratory droplets out into the air, so they could be putting other people at risk. So your best bet is to use a face mask that has 3 layers of cloth.
And those are typically a little less expensive, too, which is helpful. Anne is asking today, should I keep my face mask on while I'm picking up food at the drive-thru?
You know, that's a good question. I mean, most drive-through establishments help protect their employees by putting up some of those plastic or glass partitions and asking them to wear face masks. But I say if you, the driver, pull up, it's a nice gesture for you to wear a face mask. It's unlikely that you guys are going to infect one another with such a brief exchange outdoors, but it's a nice thing to do. And certainly if someone approaches your window, you should be wearing a mask.
Yeah, mask etiquette is becoming very, very important. And along those lines, doctor, Elise writes, why do some people take their masks off when they speak?
Well, if you have worn a face mask, you know it's a lot easier to speak and a lot easier to be heard if you lower your mask. However, if you are in the vicinity of other people or if you're indoors, you really should keep your mask on even when you're talking.
How many masks do you think you have at this point, doctor?
Oh, gosh. Me personally, probably 12. Maybe 30 between me and the rest of my family. A lot.
We'll all be accumulating them. Doctor, thank you. Dr. Mallika is offering her best advice, but you should consult with your own doctor before making any decisions about your health. If you have a question for her, there are 3 ways you can reach her. Her email, drmallika@cbs.com, on Twitter @Mallika Marshall, or you can Facebook message her, Dr. Mallika Marshall.